Governor Charles Soludo, governor of Anambra State, and former governor of Central Bank, is running for second term in office. He don't serve 4 years. He wants to have another 4. He is from Anambra South. If I say somebody they contest, he gets down from Anambra South. And you don't say he don't do 4 years. So if that person can't win, that person will want to do 8 years, which means Anambra South will now have 12 years. And by an unofficial agreement we have in Nigeria, they zone everything. Even kingship is zoned, especially in Yoruba land, they zone everything. So Charles Soludo is saying, I don't do 4 years. If you from Anambra South come enter now, you want to do 8 years, which means Anambra South we got to do 12 years. The zoning says maximum of 8 years per zone. Now, in the process of making that statement, he can't throw small gunshot, give Peter Obi. That is where I have a problem. Let me show you this video.
There is zoning in Anambra, and that after Chukwuma Soludo as governor, the next governor of after 8 years, the next governor of Anambra will go to Anambra Central.
That is why they actually need it.
Enyendeba, 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 enyakwandeba, enyendeba, 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 enyendeba. Now, after anybody who is contesting for governorship from Anambra South is Onabayala, is trying to disrupt the zoning system in Anambra.
Okay.
Some of them want to come to lie to us.
Okay.
How can anybody with brain, you think you are talking to fools? You come to people and say, I will do only 1 term. Anybody, any politician who said that must be sent to a psychiatric home. Because the person must have some mental problem.
Okay.
When the Constitution allows you to stay up to 8 years, they come and tell us, I'm going to spend 1 term. Tell us where it has ever happened. Who?
I will
Anybody who is saying I'm going to do 1 term needs a psychiatric examination.
Okay.
Because you are taking everybody else to be foolish, to be a fool. Anambra, we have advanced. There are calibers and categories of people that Anambra has since gone much higher. We're not going to go back.
Okay.
Street urchins.
Anyway, when you see a man who cannot do something, if you see somebody else doing it, he believes it's impossible because he himself cannot do it. But when someone who has told me, or someone who I have seen done something that is impossible for an average Nigerian, when he comes and tells me we'll do something else that an average Nigerian will not do, I'll believe. But let's keep Peter Obi on the side. Let me give Charles Soludo an example of a man who did only 1 term. Nelson Mandela was sent to prison for 27 years. When he came out, everything. Then I had an election in South Africa. Nelson Mandela ran for that election and won the election and was president from 1994 to 1999. They offered Nelson Mandela a second term, no critic. He rejected the second term. And then he handed over to his vice, Tabu, to become the president for the second term. Those are the things that are making Nelson Mandela a hero in South Africa. So somebody has done it before. Because you cannot do it does not mean nobody else can do it. It is even easier to go for only 1 term than to reject Oye Block. I can go for only 1 term. You see Oye Block, it is hard to find a man in Nigeria that will give Oye Block and we reject it. Peter Obi rejected an oil block. So a man that has rejected oil block is telling me we run for 1 term. I will believe him because he will run for 1 term. He has done many others before, and he will do it again. It's not a matter of nobody's God, nobody is perfect. But I have reasons to trust somebody that said he will run for 1 term. So if this is the message you want to preach, Governor Charles Soludo, I think you should focus on proving that you are a good governor for the first 4 years of your tenure. Alex Oti is there for only 2 years. But the work Alex Oti has done, Alex Oti can peacefully hand over in 4 years. Peaceful. He can decide not to run for another 4 years. And everybody will worship him in Abia State. How many years do you really need to make an impact? All these things don't really say now. We didn't make a bill like say deal. These things we are saying we want to do, they're not really hard. Now we and our agree they make a bill like say hard. But it's alright. Soludo, now you know if you run for 1 term. Now you know if you take only 1 term. People full ground. We could do work in 1 term. Soludo clearly said anybody who promises to govern for 4 years alone should be checked. He needs a psychiatrist. And I know say that Peter Obi first stop that one. And the way they talk, I'm not saying not just they talk to your opponent for APC. But it's alright. Peter Obi has reminded us of his vow. He came on Twitter and he made a vow again. That's going to do only 4 years. He even outlined the things he wants to do. Let me show you. My 1-term 4-year vow is sacrosanct. One of the greatest American presidents, Abraham Lincoln, served only 4 years. Yet his legacy endures as a model of principled leadership. Another iconic figure, John F. Kennedy, did not even complete a full term. Yet his vision and ideals continue to inspire generations. In Africa, Nelson Mandela, revered globally as a symbol of justice and reconciliation, chose to serve only 1 term as president of South Africa, despite immense public pressure to stay longer. His decision was a deliberate act of leadership, a statement that power must serve the people, not the self. Indeed, history shows that the longer many African leaders remain in power, the more likely they are to be corrupted by it. Longevity in office is not a mark of success. Rather, it is purposeful, accountable service, however brief, that defines true statesmanship. It is within this context that I reiterate my vow. I will serve only 1 term of 4 years if elected president. And that vow is sacrosanct. I am fully aware that the decay in our society has made trust one of the scarcest and most skeptically viewed commodities. Many Nigerians, understandably, no longer take politicians at their word. But even in this climate of cynicism, there are still a few whose actions have matched their words, whose integrity is built on verifiable precedent. Recently, I became aware of 2 statements aimed, albeit indirectly, at my vow to serve only a single 4-year term. One person remarked that even if I swear by a shrine, I wouldn't be believed. Another suggested that anyone talking about doing only 1 term should undergo psychiatric evaluation. I understand the basis of their skepticism. They are judging me by their own standards, where political promises are made to be broken. But they forget, or perhaps choose to ignore, that Peter Obi is not cut out from that cloth. I have a verifiable track record that speaks louder than speculations. In my political life, my word is my bond. When I entered politics in Anambra State, I made clear and measurable promises to the people to improve education and healthcare, to open up rural areas through road construction, and to manage public funds with prudence. I fulfilled each of those promises without deviation. I did not swear by a shrine, nor have I been certified mentally unstable as a result of honoring my word. My vow to serve only 1 term of 4 years is a solemn commitment rooted in my conviction that purposeful, transparent leadership does not require an eternity. If making such a promise qualifies me for psychiatric evaluation, then we may as well question the mental fitness of those who framed our constitution, which clearly stipulates a 4-year renewable tenure. I maintain without equivocation, if elected, I will not spend a day longer than 4 years in office. In fact, I believe that service should be impactful, not eternal. We must rebuild trust in our country. I've dedicated my public life to demonstrating that leadership with integrity is not a myth. I've done it before, and I do not intend to betray that trust under any circumstances. 48 months is enough for any leader who is focused and prepared to make a meaningful difference. In that time, I intend not merely to make an impression, but to deliver on concrete promises. So, sanitize our government system, tackle insecurity through effective and accountable use of natural resources, prioritize education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation, catalyze small businesses as engines of growth, and combat corruption with unflinching resolve. Above all, I will dedicate myself to transforming Nigeria from a consuming nation into a productive one, where agriculture, technology, and manufacturing will replace rent-seeking and waste our national anchors. These are not utopian dreams. They are realistic, actionable goals that are achievable within 4 years. A new Nigeria is possible. P.O. You see, Peter B has not talked when I gave example of Nelson Mandela. And now he has even shown me 2 other people, John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln. Life is not really hard, except those people who want to do or die. Life is really simple. Maybe the way I think, but most times when I see Nigerians do things, I wonder how they think. Most of the things we do in 3 years, we can complete it in 1 month, but we always like to pass the long route. If you find a man who has purpose and defined goal, we can clean up this country in 2 years. So why is a 4-year term not okay? I like people who are straightforward with their words. He has given a vow, and this vow is documented. We see him. He has said 4 years, he will not stay more than a day if elected into office. I'll vote Peter Obi. And I believe he will stand by his word. So for all those who think it's not possible, it's because they cannot do it. But there are people who can do it. Your word does not work with your blueprints and your templates. Let 2027 come. We'll vote him and we believe he will win.